talking about the unconventional, unconventional, unconventional African. Welcome to another episode of the Unconventional African. It's your girl, Elizabeth. I am here with a very prominent guest. This girl, I have known her literally all my life. In fact, her mother was a resident when I was coming into the world. It's the coolest story ever. And now I have her here as one of NYC's greatest and best people here. I will give her a chance to introduce herself. Baby girl, tell the people who you are.
I love you. Okay, my name is Ugoma Obaniabere, but people call me Ugo. I'm actually from Atlanta.
ATL in the house, baby.
Hey.
ATL in the H, meet in the NYC.
Why are we up here? It's cold.
It's too cold.
It's too cold,
We should have went back down south and faced our front, but that's another story for another time.
Yes. So I am from Atlanta, but I currently live here in New York. I live in Harlem, and I am a producer here in New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You people are doing nice things here. I love the African culture here in this city. Everybody's together, and everybody's doing something so fantastic. So you're a producer in what kind of field?
So I started off doing journalism, but right now I'm in sports media. So I know, right?
Hey. Okay. Okay.
So I'm a producer for sports media, and I specialize in Snapchat. So I have a Snapchat show. It's called Hype School. So HYPE School. So I'm the producer for that, yeah.
Which is awesome. Like, that's definitely a realm I don't see many of our people enter. Because
I don't know, me, myself, I don't even know how I entered at this point.
But, like, no, but, you know, media right now is, like, the biggest. Nobody buys catalogs again. No. Nobody really watches commercials, things like that. Like, media is where don't you know on Facebook, they will start to rack up your interest and start posing them as ads as your interest.
Yeah.
I'm like, are these people stalking me, or like, how did they know that I was looking at this thing on lulu.com? Like,
that's actually freaky. It's freaky.
It's very freaky.
It's freaky.
But like, it's also really cool because you guys are really paving a way in different industries. Like, when I tell you every time I do this show, I am flabbergasted because I didn't even know there was such sector as Snapchat media.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Mind you, people are there every day.
Yes.
Wow.
It's crazy. Honestly, I don't even know. Honestly, it was God that got me this job. I didn't even think I was going to get it. Like, someone left, and then my boss was like, hey, I've been seeing you, work and stuff. Do you want to be the producer for this show? I was like, me?
When Jesus say yes, nobody can say no.
When Jesus say yes, nobody can say no. That's facts. It's facts.
But that is facts. Like, what?
Nah, honestly, it was a blessing from God that I got it. But then I just learned how hard this industry is, like, hard. It's hard.
It's not for the weak.
It's not, especially being like the only Black female producer at my job. It's hard. It's
so not only are you the only Black, but you're the only African at your job.
I am actually the only African at my job.
Unconventional African. Award goes to you, Ugo. No, but seriously, that's really cool. Like, especially like a platform, because a lot of people are into the Snapchat, Instagram, and stuff like that. Especially Snapchat is the ones that came up with the stories.
Yes.
So you guys kind of use that as your platform to show off like sports highlights, or what do you guys do there?
So with Hype School, we have a host. He's like actually my friend. And basically what we do is we take highlights from the week and basically make a show from it. I don't know if you've seen Tosh.0.
Yes.
It's kind of like a watered down, kid-friendly version of it, because my job, we specialize in high school sports, so we kind of focus on like high school students and things like that. So we got to keep it, child-friendly. We get in trouble from time to time with the jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah, but let's be honest, our kids know more than we do.
Exactly.
So let's just put it on the table and speak the truth. Okay, so growing up, did you always want to be a journalist, or Was that, because I know you said that you started off in journalism. Did you always want to be a journalist?
Funny story. Yes, I did, but I never told anyone that. So actually, I did my undergrad in criminal justice because my parents wanted me to go to law school. So to their surprise, when I didn't go to law school,
Surprise!
it wasn't pretty. But since I was a kid, I was really into like TV and music. So I was like, man, I always want to do something entertainment. Then I got to college and like my parents kind of, not saying they didn't squander it, but I knew their expectations of me was, if it wasn't going to be medicine, it had to be law.
We had to do doctor of something.
You had to do something. But I hate medicine. I hate blood. I hate fluids. So I already knew that wasn't the path I was going to. I freaking hate looking at, I just hate it. I hate all that. So I was like, you know what, fine, I'm going to do law. Law is something I can do. I started studying for the LSAT and I said, oh no, baby, I'm not going to do this.
Okay,
I'm not going to do it.
Did you see that book though?
No, like, the book is crazy. And I don't want to waste my life doing something I'm not passionate about.
Facts.
So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do what I want to do. It's one life to live. So.
Well, you learned at a real young age because many of us are just now getting hip to this one life type of thing.
Yeah.
And, it's very difficult because what our parents' expectations of us are, and sometimes it's what we think our parents' expectations of us are.
Yeah.
And it takes us down a slippery slope. Like, it takes us down a very slippery slope because it's like, how do I meet this expectation?
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's not like mommy and daddy will whoop you, but it's just
that feeling.
Oh, man.
It's that feeling you're like, oh, my God, I'm a failure. Oh, God. Hey.
All those times they talked about, I can't chuku in our house. How he didn't become anything. I don't want to be like him.
No, you don't.
I'm telling you, like, growing up in an African household, there's always, like, multiple people who you can just think back on as you get older, and you're like, my parents talked about them.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like them.
Yeah.
You know, like, my parents were, like, always warning me, don't ever do this. Don't ever do this like this person. And you're like, I'm headed down that route. How do I tell them?
Oh, my God. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like there's just so many talented Nigerian kids. And I just feel that because we try our best to meet our parents' expectations, we don't get to chase our dreams. I know so many people who are dope artists, dope musicians. They're studying medicine.
And they're still going to be there.
And
when they graduate, don't worry, they'll start to boom, boom.
Yeah.
And nobody's listening to that same beatbox. You should have came out with it 10 years ago. Sorry.
And that's what I feel like. I kind of feel like, because I'm in debt, let me tell you, because I went to NYU for journalism. And if I could go back, I just wish I just started from jump, undergrad, doing journalism, you know? Because it's kind of like I knew what I wanted to do, but I was just so afraid, like, oh my God, I don't want to disappoint my parents. Like, they want me to go to law school. I'm just going to do it. And after a while, I was like, I can't do this. This is not fair. You know, like, I know what I want to do. I know I'm talented. So let me just give it a shot. So
when you look back, what are some of the struggles that you feel like you face in trying to accomplish your dream as becoming a journalist? Because you said one of them, like, sacrificing and going to NYU and paying all this money that you're now in debt about. But, you know, of course, you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
But what are some other struggles and setbacks you feel like you went through in trying to discover you already kind of knew what your passion was, but, like, trying to actually come into your own about that?
I think for me, my own was just self-doubt because I came to New York and I was around a lot of people who were already established. Like, they had already, out the gate, knew they were going to be doing this. Me, I kind of had to step back for a minute, and then I finally came into my own and was like, all right, this is what I want to do. But some of these people already had a head start. I'm talking, like, I was in the yearbook club back in high school. I was, you know, the girl on the TV that was reading the announcements. So I'm seasoned. So I had a lot of self-doubt. So I had to really, like, pray about it and say, like, God, is this really what you want for me? And God was like, yeah, like, this is what you want. Because I don't believe, like, if God didn't intend this for me, I wouldn't have gotten to NYU. All the schools I applied to, I got into.
Wow.
For journalism. And I know I had to write. I had to take my GRE. I had to apply. And I got into all of them. So I'm like, all right, so God, maybe you really want me to do this. Because I wasn't sure at all. I had no journalism background. I did nothing with journalism. Like, nothing was just straight criminal justice. So I started taking unpaid internships. Like, I'm like, hey, can I write for you? Can I do this for you?
Wow.
And I did it, put it on my resume, and I'm like, it's not enough. It was enough. Like, I got in.
That hunger.
I was so hungry. And it's not like I wanted to prove other people wrong. I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do it,
Come on.
So I did it. And I'm even shocked that I'm still living here. I've been in New York for, almost 5 years.
Wow.
And I'm still shocked that I'm still here.
The code hasn't bited you yet.
There were times I'm not gonna lie, it's hard, especially like when you're not even sure, like, dang, like, where do I fit in? And don't get me wrong, media is still ran by white men. It's a white men world, and so just being a Black woman, you have to go, I'll say, probably 500 times harder.
And I mean, you're capable to the task,
Yeah.
which is why you gotta go in a field where, like, it's your purpose.
Yeah.
Because when it's your purpose, there's nobody that can move you.
Exactly.
Like, nobody can shake you. Nobody can move you. You're going to be right where you're going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
And that self-doubt is so, like,
it's
paralyzing.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you have, what do they call it? It's a syndrome you feel, and you're just like, I don't belong here. It's called Imposter syndrome. That's when you just kind of feel like this is not where you belong. You're in the room with these people, but because you're self-sabotaging yourself, you're thinking like, I really don't belong here. Like, look at all these talented people around me. Like, I don't belong here. And so you're literally like faking yourself out from a blessing or from a job or like the work that you do. And I had that a lot. So I had to like stop. I'm like, God, if you brought me here, that means you want me here.
Period.
So that's what I had to tell myself like a lot.
Hey, that's a lesson out there for some people that are listening. The point of the matter is you're only in competition with yourself.
Yes.
You're in your own lane.
Yeah.
You're going to get first place regardless.
Yeah.
So if God brought you to it, he'll bring you through it. So don't feel like you don't belong in the room. You belong. You're not an imposter. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Exactly why. The reason why you're supposed to be there is going to show. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we become so nervous based off of what we think. This mind.
Your mind will
so
mess
powerful.
you up. Your mind will mess you up.
It's so powerful. Like, we literally can convince ourselves that the person next to us who is not even as qualified as we are, as talented as we are. Like, because there's innate talent in everyone, and not everybody has that.
True.
Okay? Yes, they may work hard and they may have all this stuff on the resume, but do you have it?
Yes.
And not everybody has it.
Yep.
And so many of you guys out there have it, but you're letting what you see in other people deter you.
Yeah.
When 2020 hit, I don't want to hear anything about somebody else is doing better than you. If you have it, you are it. God has made you it, so go for it. Period.
Period. Yes. That's a word.
That's a word there.
That's a word, girl. That's a word. I felt that.
Besides just like the transition of coming here, just how do you feel like your family took that the whole law thing was a bust? Like, how did you have to break it to mommy and daddy that like, I'm serious about this and I'm going for it regardless of what y'all say? How was that conversation like?
It was a hard conversation because I knew, again, their expectations of me trying to, like, be a lawyer and stuff. So when I told them, oh, child, they were not.
Was it like a sit-down conversation?
It was a sit-down conversation. Girl, I was sweating. Girl, you thought I was running a marathon. I was so nervous. I was like, okay.
Paint the picture for us.
I'm in their room and I don't know. I was like praying to God, like, dang, I'm gonna break it to them. Like, I'm trying to, I'm not trying to go to law school. I'm trying to, like, go to journalism at, like grad school. So I don't know. I think my dad asked me a question, and then I kind of just told him what I really wanted to do, and he was like shocked. He was not having it, and I was just like, dang, like, I don't know what to tell y'all.
So what did they say?
They were just like, when were you gonna, tell us that you made this move? And I was like, I've thought about it for a while and, it's really what I want to do. And girl, they was just like, no.
Just no.
No. Like,
so no, you're not going to do journalism. No, they
were just like, no. And I just kind of felt like, I don't know if they were disappointed, but I could just see like they were just in shock. Like they could not believe.
I mean, you waited 4 years to break the news.
I know, right?
Like, if that was something you're going to do, they're probably thinking, okay, the money, this, that,
I know.
I think that's all part of the shock.
Yeah, it's like the shock. They're just like, what? Like, it was, to them, it was left field, but to me, it wasn't. And I told my sisters, and they were like, girl, just, do what you want to do. Like, be happy and, like, follow your dreams. I think it was harder for my parents to, like, get on board. But once my parents saw that I got into all these schools, they were like, okay, well, maybe she has, something. And so I went up to New York. I mean, I have family here, of course. I have some uncles and stuff. Like, they kind of transitioned me into, like, how to live here. And I got some friends up here. And I did it. I got a job. The first one was terrible.
Sometimes it's like that.
It was terrible. I would not recommend. I'm not gonna put them out there, but
please,
I would not put them out there. But my first job was pretty bad. It was pretty tough. The first 2 years was pretty tough. But then when I finally got this job, I think my parents were just like, "Oh wow, like okay, like
she's serious.
She's serious." Like,
I mean, because for you to be willing to take the craziness from another job, it just lets you know, like, you're really. Like, I'm
really in it for the long haul.
You ain't new to this, you true to this.
Yes, girl. Yes, speak on it.
That's very inspirational, especially for all the people out there that's listening that, if you need to tell your parents that this is something that you want to do, let them know as soon as possible. I'm serious.
For real, don't wait like me. Do not.
As soon as you discover what it is that you really want to do and you're really passionate about, because you will save yourself so much sleepless nights.
And money.
and stress.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to be happy.
Yeah.
What's the number one thing as millennials that we want? We just want to have fun. Yeah. We just want to be happy. We just want to have joy in our hearts to do what we're doing. No one wants to go to work and be miserable.
Yeah. Also, make sure it's really your passion. Don't see what you see on TV and be like, I can do it. Like, we're all not called.
Oh, yeah.
We're all not called, for the same thing. Like, what you got might not be for me.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like, I know a lot of people, they're like, man, I can do what so-and-so's doing. I'm like, can you?
But that's the problem. People don't
look at other people.
You're in somebody else's lane.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why you keep tripping, because you're tripping over other people.
Exactly.
Stay in your lane, face your front.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, if you don't have it, it's the it. Like, there's a specific it that you need for everything.
For real. I'm with you.
And everybody don't got it.
Everybody don't got it.
But if you know you have it,
exactly,
don't hold back.
Don't hold back at all. But make sure just make sure it's for you. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I've seen some people, they're like, I want to do this. They do it. And they're like, oh, I don't want to do this no more. I'm like, then that means it wasn't really for you then. Or maybe your work ethic isn't really like.
But you also got to be hungry. Like, nothing. What did my mom used to say back in the day? No food for a lazy man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to work at it. So what we're saying on here is not that if you're talented in a certain area or you have the it factor that, you don't have to work. No, you're going to, like Ugo had to go through a horrible job for 2 years to get to where she's at. Like, you have to work to get to where you want to be. Yeah. Sometimes you got to go through the trenches in order to get to the top of the mountain. It is not so peachy all the time.
Yeah, it's not. A lot of people, like, they see the glitz and glam, and you're kind of like, all these people had to start somewhere. The Rihanna you see now, Rihanna had to start somewhere.
Even now, she's still working.
She's still working. The Beyonce y'all saw, Beyonce, who she was before, is not the Beyonce we see today.
Facts.
She had to work on it. Like, you have to work on your craft.
Facts.
Like,
I always use Cardi B as an example.
Oh, yes. Perfect
because
example.
People swear she came up overnight, and it's like, no. She was definitely working, even when you guys don't know she is.
She was in that studio grinding. Had to go on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
And she wasn't done nothing. Like, she
grinding.
was grinding. And people didn't believe in her. Like, even the people now who, like, wish they took a chance on her. They're like, dang, I wish I took a chance on Cardi. People were like, I don't listen to your music. It's crap. And so she's like, all right, cool. I'm just going to move on to the next person. And now look at her. Household name.
Facts.
That's crazy.
Man.
She's a great inspiration.
She is.
She is, yeah.
She's our age, too. So, shout out to Cardi B.
Oh, I need to work harder.
I need to do more.
I need to do more in this life. God.
No, I'm just kidding. We're just playing. We're in our own lanes.
Yes.
We're facing our fronts.
Always.
What would you say out there to somebody who's trying to get into your field of either or, journalism or production?
Yeah.
What would you say to not even a young person, somebody probably our age that is trying to make that transition and they're hungry, how do they take the steps to get to where they need to be successful, or like get to the point where they can get that nice job or whatever?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, for me, like I took the education route. I felt that was like the easiest way for me to get into the door. But a lot of people, sometimes it's just picking up a camera, buying a camera, putting your stuff out there, networking. Be like, hey, could you look at my reel? Could you look at this like thing I just shot?
What is a reel?
A reel basically is, so let's say, for instance, I worked on this video, I worked on that video, I worked on like a bunch of projects. I would take bits and pieces and I would just mash it up into one video, and I would send it out, and people will look at literally all my work that I basically done.
In just one,
like one short 2-minute video. They'll be like, okay, so she's done this, and this. It can be anything. It could be a producer's reel. It could be a podcast reel. It could also be like if you're a reporter reel. Like everyone has to have a reel, or at least a website showing what you've done. And people are visuals, so everything's about this. My industry is about what they see and what they hear. So I can talk to you, be like, oh, I can do this. But if I show you what I can do that's completely different, they can be like, oh, whoa, she's talented. Like, oh, he's talented. So my advice for you is like, definitely pick up a camera, whatever you want to do, just go for it. If you want to do a podcast, do the podcast. If you want to be a cameraman, shoot something. Don't wait on other people to hand you something. Take it. That's my advice. Yeah, take it.
That's a good lesson. Take it.
Take it.
Like, this is the season of taking it.
Take it.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Pick up whatever you need to pick up and go for the gold.
Yeah. I always tell people, if you want people to give you a hand, your hand is going to be empty. People will not give you anything in this, especially in this industry. You're not going to get anything. So you got to take it. You know, like if I'm like, hey, could you give me a hand? That hand will be empty. Like they're not going to give you anything. They're not. Unless you're rich, you're connected, that'll be it. But
and even then, the handout comes with a price.
And people will know. They'll be like, oh, so-and-so only got this job because, you know, it's that type of thing.
Connected.
They connected. So
man, so for my people that are already in the business, and maybe they're working that horrible job like you did, what's your advice for them?
Well, one, you gotta pray.
Yeah, like
Lord knows I was praying and crying out to him, God, get me out of this job, and he gave me way more than I expected. But apply. If you have a network of people, reach out to those people and be like, hey, do you know anyone that's hiring? You know, like what they're looking for. And because the job I have now, I knew the girl. The girl was like, hey, Hugo, remember me? I'm from NYU. I'm like, yeah, I remember you. And she's like, oh, could you would you want to come in for an interview? Went in for the interview like twice, like 3 times. Finally got on the 3rd time. And the rest is kind of history. It's really sometimes about who you know and like.
So you got to humble yourself sometimes.
You really got to humble yourself all the time.
So you can't think that you the baddest. You got to, no, because that's the day and age that we live in. People think that they're just too good to kind of scale back and allow kind of God to take control. Man, all right, last question. Yeah. What advice do you have for people that are currently in your field and they're successful, but they kind of feel like in the room that they're an imposter, like you said? So the stats are showing, but at the same time, they themselves on the inside don't feel like they're that great.
Right. So one, I need you to take a breath. Take a breath and say to yourself, why am I here? What is my purpose? And then keep saying to yourself, why am I here? And say to yourself, how did I get this job? Did I get this job from connections? Did I get the job because I'm talented and these people see something in me? Let me tell you something. Jobs are hard to come by.
Period.
You think people are they're just giving out jobs anyhow.
Exactly.
They vet people. That same job that you got, trust me, there were 500 other applicants that wanted that job.
Wow.
So
you're special to be sitting in that seat. You're special
to be in that seat. So don't ever for a minute think like, I don't deserve to be here. Because trust me, if they didn't want to give you that job, you would not have that job.
Wow.
Trust me. Especially in this industry, from what I've learned. Because I myself have been on the other end of where I look at people's resumes. Sometimes I'm like, oh, Jesus. Like, girl, what you doing? Like, you didn't even try on this resume. Like, let's go. Like, I'm like going through and I'm just like, now I see what it's like. Because sometimes people are just like, I don't want to go through all these resumes. I need to pick the best of the best.
Period.
On my team. And so if you're in the room, trust me when I say you are the best of the
best. Cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop. Trust me. Always say to yourself, I deserve to be in this room, because if I'm not supposed to be in this room, I would not be in this room.
Wow.
And that's on period.
Period. Them words of them, like the self-affirmations are very important.
So much.
Like you said, you got to tell yourself, you wake up and you say, I deserve to be in that room.
Yes, I deserve it.
You know, we're not only talking to our young African, we're talking to our African guys out there too. Like, you deserve to be there. Listen to me. You deserve to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve to be there. Yeah. I don't know how many times we will tell you in this podcast, you deserve to be there.
Yeah. Also, now, when you get in this room, don't get lazy now.
Don't get lazy.
Get lazy when you get
in. Yeah, you got to work 500 times harder than what you did to get in to stay in.
And also, another thing I always tell people, when you get in these rooms, remember other people. There are other people that are trying to get in that same room you are. And, like, for me, I put my homies on. I really try my best. I'd be like, all right, what you trying to do? And I'm like, what you need? Like, I can help you. Like, my friend that's now the face of my show, I helped him get the job. They're like, do you know anybody? I'm like, I know the perfect person. And he got the job, you know? And I feel like a lot of us are scared of, like, competition. Like, oh, I don't want her to be here with me because she's going to take my job.
Oh, my goodness. It's crazy that you even mentioned this, because I was at a Nigerian Independence Day event.
Okay.
And that was a question I asked. I asked to the panelists, I said, why is it that when us as Africans get to the top, we don't want to take other people with us? And some of the panelists were giving answers. Somebody said, oh, well, it's because there's a lot of competition where you're standing. Oh, because in the corporate world, this and that. I said, no. If we set the standard that if I eat, everybody eat, there's going to be a certain level of respect, period.
Yeah.
Because when other races do it, they don't have a problem to put other people on. Girl. But we feel like the company is meeting a quota or doing us a favor for putting us on, and it's incorrect. It's incorrect.
It's wrong. It's wrong. I'm like, look at the Jewish community. Look at Hispanics. Look at Asians. They make sure.
Don't try yourself. Oyibo people, white people will put their people on. Everybody gets put on. But when black people, whether you're African, whether you're just black American, what is the palabra?
I don't understand. And I'm almost like, girl, like, why is it a problem when we're both in the same room? You should be happy we're in the same room.
Like, sis, at least I could tell you when your wig's slipping. Because the other people will not tell you.
They're not going to tell you.
At least I could tell you when your eyelashes coming down. You're going to be giving a presentation and your eyelashes sideways.
For real.
Please, sis, please.
This girl is crazy.
It's time for us to start doing better.
Yeah, we have to help other people. And I always say that. I'm like, when you get in that room, help someone else get in the room too. You don't want to be the only person. Because trust me, some of these people will not get you. They won't get some of the
people won't get you. A lot of them will not get you.
Yeah.
And not only won't they not get you, but they're trying to get you out.
Yes. You got to get other people on your corner. And I always say when I get in these rooms, because let me tell you, I'm not even where I want to be. Like, I aspire to do
that
more.
Hunger.
Yeah, I want to do more. But I'm like, when I get in these rooms, I need you to come with me. Like,
period.
When the time comes, I'm speaking to existence. Like, I'm gonna make it. Like,
period.
I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna be a household name.
Inshallah.
Amen, girl. But it's kind of like, why would I leave my people behind? Like, what good am I showing my people? Like, what good is it that my sister is struggling too, and I cannot help her put her feet on solid ground? Like, and God has blessed me with the opportunity, and I'm hoarding it. I'm holding it to myself. Hey, that's a lesson
to some people out there. Don't forget about the people that kind of helped you get to where you got to.
Don't forget.
Like, and I don't mean help you like they physically helped you, but there's somebody there praying for you. There's somebody there in your corner encouraging you. And even if they're not doing any of the above, at the end of the day, help somebody.
Help somebody.
Each one, reach one, teach one. Because this is very important. And I thank you so much, Ugo, for coming on here. Gil, you've just been shedding lights. No, seriously, left and right.
I got
Please let my people know where they can find, things about you or follow up on you. Or if somebody wants to DM you and find out or email you and find out some more information on how to get to becoming whether a journalist or a producer, How do they find you, Gail?
Okay, so my Instagram is go_of life. So GOGO_of life. And that's my Instagram. If you want to DM me, you can. And if you want to reach me by email, it is ugoobani, ugoubani93 @gmail.com. And check out my show, Hype School, on Snapchat, HYPE School. And click like and subscribe.
Yes, check out the Hype School. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. The Unconventional African is signing out.
I'm talking about the unconventional